much of a bet are you willing to make on AI, and how large of a focus is that likely to be? Your competitor, Microsoft, for instance, the CFO is talking about AI service tools adding about 1 percentage point to revenue, as well as revenues in Q2. Now, what could this typically mean for AWS going forward? How large of an AI bet are you willing to take?
We're making extremely large bets in AI and in machine learning in general. I mean, Amazon has actually been a leader in machine learning and AI for literally decades. If you go back to the late 1990s, personalization on the AWS retail website is really artificial intelligence. And in 2017, we launched SageMaker, which is an AWS machine learning platform that has over 100,000 AWS customers and is the leading machine learning platform in the world. We have a lot of experience. We've been investing in AI for years. There are foundation models, LLMs, as folks are calling these large language models, in operation today inside of Amazon, powering Alexa, powering search on the retail site. But Amazon intends to double down, triple down on all of these investments and to continue to really be a leader in generative AI. We do think that virtually every application that people see, that people interact with, will be transformed in some way by generative AI. And we know it's really important for our customers that we be the provider of those solutions to them. So we've actually recently announced a bunch of innovations already across the generative AI space. One of the biggest is Amazon Bedrock, which is a new, easy way to scale and build enterprise-ready generative AI applications. So the idea here is that we're trying, just like AWS has tried to democratize IT for over 17 years, we're going to democratize generative AI, making sure that many companies have access to generative AI and that they have access to all of the most important, most exciting models that startups and other companies are building. So we're providing those on a managed basis. We have a managed service where people will be able to access many different large language models from different providers. But a critical distinction for AWS is we're building an enterprise-level security and enterprise-level privacy from the very beginning. So companies are very concerned that if they use these models, that their data doesn't leak out to other companies, and that if they make improvements to these models, that their competitors don't get the benefits of those improvements. And we've built this in a siloed way, if you will, where if an enterprise uses models through Bedrock, that only their data won't go anywhere, and only that company will have the benefits of improvements to the model. So it's Bedrock we're very excited about. In addition, companies building these large language models, these are very large jobs. There's large compute jobs to build these, and can cost a lot of money to train these models. And so we've been investing in our own custom chips, our own custom silicon program for years, and have specialized chips that we put into our compute capacity now for training these models, as also for running these models, or doing inference, as it's called, on these models. And we've been doing it for a long time now, and we think more and more over time we will just have leading edge price performance and be really the best place in the world to run these models.
You know, Adam, that's quite the headline there, that AWS and Amazon are hoping to democratize generative AI. So let me understand from you what the execution roadmap for this is going to look like. You've also given us a sense of the kind of investments that have been made in this space already. But, do you see this largely being driven by organic innovation and organic growth? Do you, see inorganic possibilities, big ticket acquisitions in this space as well? What kind of future investments are you likely to make in order for you to be able to realize this dream of democratizing generative AI, and also the role that India can possibly play in this scheme of things?
Well, I think we're going to be open to wherever the innovation comes from is where we'll go. Amazon and AWS have been very innovative since the beginning. We've been the innovation leaders, so I don't think we're going to slow down for a single second on our pace of internal innovation. That being said, we will certainly also, opportunistically look for external opportunities if attractive ones exist. Just to give you a sense of the innovation that we're already doing ourselves on top of these large language models. We also, a few weeks ago, when we announced Bedrock, we also announced Amazon Code Whisperer. And Code Whisperer is a coding companion for developers, which helps them write code and essentially takes the heavy lifting, the muck of code writing from them so they can focus on the most value-added activities.
I'm looking at numbers from Synergy Research, market share for AWS at 32%, but we've seen Azure and Microsoft move up to almost 23% now. Do you believe you're going to be able to retain share? And also, as far as operating margins are concerned, at 24%, the narrowest that we've seen them in 2017, on the back of the cost-cutting efforts that have been put in place, the reprioritization that's taken place. Do you feel confident of being able to hold margins as well?
Well, competitively, to be honest with you, we focus primarily on our customers, not so much on competitors, and that actually differentiates Amazon a lot in that maniacal customer focus, that customer obsession that we have. That being said, we do keep an eye on what competitors are doing. AWS created this cloud space in 2006. And because we were so different and so threatening to the business models of the old guard technology vendors, they pretty much denied it and then ignored it as long as they could. So we really had about a 5 to 7 year head start in this space. And because we innovate so quickly, and it's really always our goal, and we've succeeded in this and moving faster than anybody else, we've continued to have a significant lead in terms of the number of services we have, and also the depth of capability in each of our services, our security capabilities, critically our operating performance and reliability, which is clearly number one in the cloud space. So we're very significantly ahead in all of those spaces, and as a result, we have far more customers who are far more deeply deployed than anybody else. If you look at the big, deep case studies and references we have around the world, in India, Access, as well as Bharti Airtel, for example, the really innovative things happening with the metaverse and virtual reality in the Bangalore airport. It's really it really goes through every sector. So we're very comfortable with our competitive position, but I believe you should always wake up every day really scared of disappointing your customers. So that's what scares us, not competitors.
Well, Adam, let me end by asking you about India and go back to that, because clearly that's a vote of confidence coming in from AWS for India. This $12.7 billion that you hope to incrementally invest in India by 2030. I want to understand from you what the India contribution is likely to be as far as AWS's revenues are concerned. You contribute 17% to Amazon. What will India contribute to AWS in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, India is already a significant contributor to AWS, and I think that's only going to increase proportionally, over the next few years. India is an absolutely critical country for AWS. It's very important to our future health, our future growth, and the shape of the business in coming years. So we intend to continue to invest very significantly. We're going to continue to build infrastructure there. We're going to continue to hire more and more people there. We're going to continue to work, more and more with local systems integrators and consultants. Wipro is just one example of a integrator and consultant that we work with very, very deeply, and we partner with them across a whole variety of dimensions, many others as well. And really, I just see so much innovation that's going to come out of India with the national digital pillars, for example. And many of those pillars are built or are going to be built on AWS, including CoWIN, which is, of course, the national COVID solution. And that entire solution, from registration to scheduling to vaccination tracking to certification and ongoing management, all built on AWS. And as India digitally transforms, and the pace of that is incredible, and we realize it's going to be a $1 trillion of digital business there by the year 2025. And we realized our role in being an important enabler of that. So I was really excited by what I saw in my recent visit to India, in visits with government officials, with enterprises, with our partners and startups, and we just see an incredibly bright future for India, and it's our intention to be a part of that future for many years to come.
Well, Adam, we wish you and AWS the very best of luck globally and here in India as well. Thanks so much for joining us and outlining for us what you have planned for the Indian market and what you foresee as far as demand visibility is concerned globally. Thanks very much for your time and for joining us here on the Global Dialogue. That is Adam Selipsky, the CEO of Amazon Web Services, speaking to us here on the Global Dialogue. We are going to take a break and come back with a lot more. Don't go anywhere. We're back in a minute on CNBC-TV18.